up? What's up? What's up? I'm Joshua Dobbs here with the Players Lounge, and tonight we have an all-star cast. I'm back with again my co-host Thomas Edwards.
Hello.
What's up, TP?
Hello. How we doing?
Hey, big week for you. We'll
Big
get into
week.
that. Big week. We'll get into that really soon. I'm also here with a guest tonight. He will be here hopefully throughout the rest of the season. But Super Bowl champion Trey Smith. You guys know the name. What's up, my man?
Good, really good. Thanks for having me, bro.
No problem,
Hey, we need to do
man.
that Stone Cold Steve Austin glass breaking. just in case somebody just needs to get punched in the face.
Just have it on standby.
Just in case. I could see Trey being in the WWE.
Absolutely.
Post football. All right, let's dive into the news of the day. As we know, Tennessee was at SEC Media Days today, and boy, was there a lot that came out of Nashville today. First and foremost, NIL money is good at Tennessee. Do you guys see the outfits?
Oh
that they're
my
wearing?
gosh, dude.
We missed out.
It's like the chain. It's a chain like with your kind of like what you're known for. You know, like Joe's got that 7 chain. O's got the O. You know, but Jacob Warren, he didn't have a chain on. We got to get him a chain.
You gotta get him right, man.
So I went to SEC Media Days. We didn't have NIL money. So I was at Macy's getting a suit that was straight off the rack for my SEC Media Days. Now they got custom tailors that come in, so it's a little different now. So I'm trying to see where they get their suits done.
Yeah, Trey, you went to SC Media Day too.
No, dude, we didn't. COVID shut it down, bro.
Oh,
Didn't even have a chance.
yeah.
Huh? Didn't even have a chance, but
Oh man,
definitely wanted to. But
That's
man,
crazy.
especially on that PJ.
dude, I'm glad that the PJ that looks fun.
PJ's nice.
Yeah,
I will say that. The PJ's
Like
really
the
nice.
old Knoxville to Nashville fly over into PJ. It's like 15 minutes, you know, and you're good to go.
It's like 30.
Yeah.
A little longer than 15.
Who's counting? So Dobbs, when you went to Media Days, was that your first experience in a private jet?
Yeah, so when I went, I think right now they have a Citation jet. When I went, they flew a King Air, so a dual prop plane, but it's like an 8-seater. So basically, you show up at the hangar, the McGee Tyson Airport. You get they literally drive you straight to the hangar. You walk to the hangar. There's no security, no anything. You walk right on the tarmac, and you get right on the plane. They got snacks, they got drinks, they got whatever you want to go to SEC Media Days. Obviously, it's the university plane, so you just indulge in the peanut butter crackers. You keep it pretty bland and simple. But yeah, the best part is there's no security. So you show up, the plane takes off at 10. You get there at 9:57.
Yeah, just get
Close the door, straight take off.
Trey, you ever been in a jet? A private
Yeah,
jet?
man.
Yeah,
Past couple years have been on a lot more than recently, but I remember my only Tennessee jet experience on the university plane. I think it was going to my senior decision whether I was coming back or not. Ended up flying with Coach Fulmer, Pruitt, flew down to Jackson, Tennessee to McKellar Sipes. But it was an experience, man, just hopping on the plane. Obviously, I didn't really fit well, and I was like, I don't know how this is about to go, man. I'm used to flying like regular commercial flights, but we got up there. It was a smooth flight, but man, when you hit turbulence in a small plane, there is nothing worse, bro. I was about ready to cry, man. I was praying. I'm like, let's get back down on the ground, dude. I'm tired of it.
That was me when Dobbs was driving that single engine, Sears plane. I was in the back of that, and the night before, I had a couple drinks, and I just woke up, and I think I ate one egg bite from Starbucks, and thought that was gonna be okay to let Dobbs fly me around. I honestly, my hands were going numb, dude. I was up there shaking. I was like, we gotta land this plane, and we landed at a random airport in Atlanta just to get out. And I was just like. That was a weird day.
So it's a weird experience.
Serious,
it's
baby.
a weird experience hopping on a private flight.
Yeah, it is for sure. Hey, so wait, there was something that came out today that really got my eye. It was Heupel's quote about Tennessee and Texas and the relationship, with Texas coming to the SEC. We're gonna hear this so much over the next year and next 2 years, or especially until we get the chance to play Texas. His Heupel's quote was, "There's only one real UT." And there's only one right shade of orange, and obviously he's talking about Tennessee. So what do you guys have to think about that? What do you have to say about that, man?
Man, I love it, man. I mean, I hate it when you're just walking around and the average college football fan goes UT, and obviously we're like, yeah, Tennessee. And they're like, oh, no, I mean
Ugh.
Texas. I'm like, no, that's Texas. We are UT.
Mhm.
And there should be no confusion. I mean, we were a state before them. We helped them back in the War of 1902. But that's somewhere around it. All I'm saying.
You're right.
I think Trey has some facts on that one. I mean, like, I'm just saying, we're the real UT.
Yeah. I mean, Trey. I mean, but also like it's not even like they're saving breath by not saying Texas. It's 2 syllables. Texas, UT. Like we can't say Tennessee all the time. Like it's just nonsensical. That's why you have abbreviations.
Absolutely.
You know. Trey, what do you think, man? I know you got some personal beef with this, man. So what do you think about the Tennessee Texas dilemma?
So first off, as a Tennessean, born and raised, and as a Tennessean potentially moving to Texas, I'm a little conflicted, but I gotta hit you guys with the facts, man. First off, Texas, you would not be a thing without Tennessee, and don't forget it. Don't forget it. So I remember growing up, I heard a story from my dad. He used to always talk about UT, right? So obviously, growing up in Tennessee, when you hear UT, you always think University of Tennessee, not Texas. As I've gotten older, you hear Texas being referenced more. But I remember the story my dad told me about being Tennessee and Texas almost had to go settle a lawsuit together because obviously Texas had gone by UT, Tennessee has gone by UT. So in 1986, they actually had a court dispute about it. And I'm just reading off online right now. I'm pulling it up. These are the facts. These are the facts.
I want to hear it.
So
paint the picture.
So pretty much under the agreement between the two schools, Tennessee gets the use of the trademark east of the Mississippi River in Louisiana's West Baton Rouge Parish. So obviously east of Mississippi, it's UT. Baton Rouge, because of LSU being in the SEC, it's UT. West, they get it. So really it's a split decision, but you want some more cold hard facts? Sam Houston, Texas hero. Your hero. Born, raised, went to school in Tennessee. Where would you guys be without us? We're the Volunteers for a reason.
Hey.
Yeah, oh my God.
Hey, talking about the Volunteers, the reason Tennessee is called the Volunteers is because Tennessee sent the most amount of troops that volunteered to help Texas fight in the Alamo. I mean, it's very simple. That's why we are literally called the Volunteers. So, as Trey is saying, Texas wouldn't even be a part of the United States if it wasn't for Tennessee, the real UT.
These are just the facts. So as Texas walks into the SEC, we will now be referred to.
Welcome to SEC
as UT.
The real
Southeastern Conference. You're bound to East now.
Yep. UT. It's not even the real UT. It's just UT in Texas.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
Shout out Coach Heupel, man, for putting the stake in the ground.
I like that. I like it too. You know,
I love it.
What's right?
The crazy thing is, Texas was not even founded as a state until 50 years after the University of Tennessee was founded. So Tennessee was already a state. Then they made UT Tennessee, and then 50 years later, Texas a state was made. I mean,
no brainer.
No brainer. It's just the
facts.
facts.
Just the facts, man.
Another story from SEC Media Days: Lane Kiffin, a guy that all Tennessee fans are a fan of. Had a little ruffles talking about the state of college football, the transfer portal. What do you guys think about that?
I don't know. I think my opinion. So he was getting upset about transfer portal and how it's evolved to be like you're a free agent 365 days of the year in college football.
Yeah.
He talks about players being in contact with other coaches during the off season while they're playing at another school. And he says, and honestly, I kind of, that's kind of a rift. It can create a rift in a team where if you know a guy is like shopping around and he's not really bought in and you're relying on him. But I don't know. I just think it's one of those things where, like, I just don't want to hear I don't want to hear a head coach complain about it. You know, just figure it out, dude. Like your job is to coach the team. Like the rules are going to change. You know, we're in a shifting world right now. You don't have to complain about it. But it's pretty funny though. Anytime Lane Kiffin's on the screen doing anything, it's gonna be funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I listened to his point, and I agree with you. You know, if a kid is talking to another team or another coach while he's actively participating in workouts and practices for one team, I don't think that's right. But now, if a kid graduates, he's put in his time, and this goes against exactly what he said. He's like, if a kid is graduating, he shouldn't be able to leave if he's practicing with us. Well, if a kid graduates and he knows there's a better opportunity, he's already done his 4 years, he's walked across the stage, he has his diploma, and there's a better opportunity for him to go spend his last year of school to get a chance to get to play and hopefully take himself to the next level, then he's doing himself a disjustice if he doesn't go do that. I mean, that's the whole point of the transfer portal, because the coaches have the power to jump around, as we always see in college football. It's not the
Kiffin did
players.
it.
Kiffin literally did it. He literally left Tennessee for it, right? So it's like the players need to have some control of their futures.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think in a lot of situations, though, you do have kids trying to go to different situations, trying to better their situation in terms of playing time, and it just doesn't work out, and a lot of kids sort of sit themselves in a trap where it's like, oh, I go to this school, I'm about to get all this playing time, I'll be the star player, and then they just ride the bench or they don't really achieve what they're trying to achieve. And at the end of the day, some kids just aren't good. I mean, that's just part of it.
A hard
man.
pill to swallow. And you're right though that the grass is not always green on the other side. It's green where you water it, and that's like a perfect example of that. Like just stick around.
I mean,
man.
shoot,
You never know.
it's gonna work out. Like, look at like Joe. Obviously when Hendon came in and played well, after he was named the starter, now he's the starting quarterback getting his opportunity. Jacob Warren's been at Tennessee several years. A guy that stuck it out, is making a name for himself. A lot of guys are able to do that, sit in their situations and make the most out of them. I think it's just each situation is independent. It's so hard to paint it all with a broad brush.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think one of the best cases you look at a Joe Burrow, a guy like that, though. I mean, he goes from the situation at Ohio State, he's behind a lot of talent, goes to LSU, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL today. So it's like there's so many ways you can look at it. But I think at the end of the day, the players have to do what's best for them.
It also is just like to wrap that up is like 6-7 years ago when we were playing in college, or like Dobbs, I guess Trey, you're a little bit after that too. Like it was frowned upon to transfer. Like it was. I remember when Jalen heard that when he left the team, like it was the biggest thing in the world. Yeah. Like it was such a fiasco. But now that's like in that short amount of time, the landscape has completely changed. Like people are bopping around one or two times. Like it's normal to have added, 2 people coming into camp that just like we were talking about with Tennessee the other day, the BYU guys that are transferred there. 2 of those guys that are coming in. It's like that's a norm. It's like a whole nother category of newcomers. They've already played a lot of college sports, but how can they fit in at Tennessee? But
yeah, no doubt. Well, I'll be excited to be able to catch up with Omari, Joe, Jacob. Hopefully, get them on the show to hear their experience of SEC Media Days. The biggest thing that's coming up in me and Trey's life is about to be August, and with it about being August, as we know, it's time to go camping. So I want to talk about, and Trey, you can start it. What do you think is the biggest differences? What we said the biggest differences are between a college camp and an NFL camp?
Yeah, man. The NFL is a grind, especially during camp. Dobbs, you know it well. From sun up to sundown, you are working, and you're trying to perfect your craft. You're trying to do everything in your powers to remain healthy and perform on a daily basis. And I think the biggest difference is in NFL, you don't perform, you're out the door. In college, it's like, he'll be it next time. We got him next year.
College. It's like, just go get your free pizza at the end of practice and go to the dorm.
Make sure you go to sleep. In the league, it's like you better go to sleep or you're not going to perform. You better do the right things or you're not going to be here long. So I think those are the biggest distinctions, man. Not necessarily even the workload. No matter what camp you're going, I'd even throw high school in there. It's going to suck. It's going to be hot. You're going to be doing things you don't want to do repetitively day after day after day. Yeah, but you got to do it. But I think the biggest thing is in the NFL, they're not going to hold your hand. You got to go out there and do it yourself.
Yeah, I think those the cut days. That's so ominous. Like crazy. It's like you're practicing, and those guys that are hanging on.
Yeah. That's what I was about to say.
That's a mental warfare thing. Yeah. Like you're trying to go do your best when like you can just feel. I don't know this. I'm just assuming it. Like when you're that bottom rung guy, like you're first man out, first man in, whatever kind of thing. You can feel that leading up to that day. You're like every single second that you're on the field is important.
Every single play, every rep.
Without a doubt. That's what I was going to say. The biggest difference between an NFL camp and college camp is just those cut days. Like Trey's seen them. You come into a college camp, you have your 120 players, and those 120 players are going to be the guys that are going out on Saturdays suiting up. In an NFL camp, you start out with 90. And by the end of camp, you leave with 53.
That's crazy. It's just half the
that people. Is the craziest part of it. Like half the people in there, you're like, dang, like they got to either go find another situation or figure out something or hope for another opportunity to arise. And it's like the ultimate competitor's thing. And this is the crazy part about an NFL camp is, one day you're sitting there and a player goes down here, and it's a guy you've been working out with him, since April, created a good rapport with him. Next day, boom, someone's literally in there in his same exact jersey.
Yeah, that's
and now that guy's 3 weeks in the camp. Now he's vying for a spot as well because he's getting his opportunity to not get cut. He's trying to make the team as well. So, man, they're always fishing for more talent to improve the team. Shoot, like every day you walk in, they got workouts of guys coming in, and just in case someone goes down, to be able to bring someone in to go out and work out and practice. So, man, it's a competitive spot up here in the NFL.
There's a reason why like Hard Knocks is a successful show, because it is like a suspenseful plot every camp. Like every team has got, guys they're circling. They need them to do good, but they're gonna if they can't do it. And like the Hard Knock narrator guy is so good at saying like, he didn't realize this was the last day he'd be walking into the, like it's so perfect. It's
oh man,
like that clip of that guy in the Jets swiping the key thing and it not working. Like that sucks, dude. Like that's a dagger in the back.
It's the hardest part. The hardest part, man.
The funny thing is, like Tennessee camps seem more like glamorous and posh than some of these NFL camps. I mean, like they ship you guys off to the middle of nowhere sometimes, man.
So in college, camp is kind of love, man. So because you have access to your facility every single day, so you're in and out, man. You got your cold tubs, you got your locker, you got your showers, you got all your stuff. You usually either get to go sleep at home at your dorm, or you get to go sleep in the team hotel that you stay at on Saturdays before games. So it's usually a pretty nice hotel. So you got good living conditions and you have access to the entire facility. So it's pretty love. Obviously, you're spending 12 hours plus, maybe 15 hours plus in that facility, but that nutrition bar never closes. So life is pretty good, man. You can always get some food. Now, when you go to NFL, like I know everywhere is different, but a couple of different spots. Like when I was in Pittsburgh, we would go to St. Vincent, which is a small school in Latrobe, and it's a small town. So you're staying in a college dorm that isn't your dorm. You have to rent a bed if you don't want to sleep on the full-size mattress. Obviously, you guys are in the league. Like, we all got king mattresses. We're all large humans. If you don't rent a mattress, you want to be cheap. And I decided to be cheap a couple times. You're on like a little twin mattress. And you got to get the mattress topper from Walmart the first day of camp. And then if you don't decide to do that, then you have to rent like a bigger bed. And that then cuts into the amount of space that you have in your dorm room. So now you don't have anywhere to like lay down on the ground if you want to stretch or utilize just like the space in your room. So, I mean, it was difficult. When I was in Jacksonville, we got to stay at home as a vet. And now in Cleveland, it's pretty love. Like if you're over 2 years, you get to stay at home. So you get to sleep in your own bed. That's nice. You get to use the facility. This year, though, we're going down to West Virginia. So we'll get to stay in it's like a 5-star resort. We're going down there for a week. So you get a cool hotel room. Wow. So it's my first time going down there. So it'll be cool to check it out. Trey, how do you guys do it out in Kansas City?
Yeah, man. We go about 40 minutes north of Kansas City, a place called St. Joe's at Missouri Western. Little small college there, little golden nugget out there in the fields. But nah, man, it's rough. You're like you said, man. You're staying in a dorm room. Like I literally just called the Rent-A-Center, probably like 40 minutes before we hopped on here. Just paying for my bed and my TV that I'm renting. But yeah, we have a good setup there with the Chiefs, man. It's a lot of. It sucks being down there because you come from your home situation, like you said, your plush king size bed, your beautiful air conditioning, your flat screen TVs, and you're stuck in a cinder block like dorm room. You're like, damn, here we go. But ultimately, though, like in that environment, it's actually good because by about week 2 to 3, you get so acclimated to being there that the sense of like brotherhood and teamwork starts building up, and you get acclimated to the schedule where it's really not as bad. But I know whenever I first went to St. Joe's my first year, it was culture shock. I didn't expect that. I didn't know really what to expect. Yeah. But I walked in that dorm room, I'm like, okay, here we go. I'm stuck here for a month. But no, you make the most out of it, man.
The days.
Camp in Tennessee, man, that's probably where the most of my UT football memories are. I mean, our freshman camp, like I just wrote that song, and it's about like calling home to my mom, like saying like, yo, this is not for me. Like it was that literally was me sitting in a golf cart outside of Gibbs. Like, I was like, Mom, all my friends are on the lake right now. Like, I'm checking my phone, and everyone's having fun except for me. But I remember in Gibbs, like Gibbs is a hilarious place too. Like the athletic dormant before they tore it down, it's just hilarious. Just the amount of athletes in one space, like it's like motel style. Like everybody's always hanging out on the rails, you know. One time, Big Dan McCullers, who's huge, he's like 6'9", 365. He and I think this happened to Brett too. The power outlet, he had a power outlet right by his bed, and the plug was like hanging out of it, and a sheet touched it, and the whole thing caught on fire in the middle of camp. And like he was, and it's Big Dan, he's huge, and he was so quiet, and he just sprints out of the room, and like people, like I was out there in the like the little breezeway, and like he comes out like so worried, like everything's like everybody was like, "What's going on, dude?" He's like, "It's on fire in there."
Oh,
hey,
they had to tear that
one more
place down.
sound bit though, Trey. You mentioned, you know, after you're in camp for a while, you kind of get used to it and you like it. That's called Stockholm syndrome.
Jesus.
What about you guys? What's one of your favorite Tennessee camp memories?
Thomas, I'm gonna tell you right now the reason I love you, right? So freshman year, I want to say we were coming back. We had just come back to the complex, and we just finished maybe a day, our first section of like a 2-a-day, right? And I'm sitting there like, I'm beat, man. Coach Wells had beat us down. You know, I'm tired. I don't want to go out there again. And you were just sitting there playing your ukulele, just like singing, and it just gave me so much energy, bro. So like, ever since that moment, that was a great camp moment. But I think one of the more memorable ones was staying in Crown Plaza that one year. And I don't know what the circumstance was. I think we had an off day the very next day. So we had a little bit of time. And like you said, all of the athletes were just sitting there in close proximity. Bad things are bound to happen. So they went to this one quarterback's room, and the whole defensive line like raided his room. So like he's texting the O-line like, "Help, I'm under siege, like I'm under attack, like I need backup.
We're taking on water. We're taking on water,
bro." So he's like panicking, like calls like help. They ripped all the sheets, covers, mattress padding, bed, pillows, and just start tossing them out the freaking door. They take him, like slam him out the hallway, just like throw him on the pillows, and they take his covers, just like throw it down the steps. So like that whole night, we didn't sleep that night. We had an off day the very next day, but I think it was just fun, man. It was honestly a glorified sleepover that day.
Yeah, it is. At that, like you said about the ukulele thing, it's just like it's all about coming to realization, like it's not gonna get any better. No. You know, it's like we're
embracing
doing this
the suck.
Yeah, that's
man,
right. Embrace the suck, and it's just like when you find those cracks of time where you can sit in the locker room and play the ukulele or whatever, the locker room, those 10, 20 minutes in between things, like that's the things that you remember.
Yep.
You know, not the fact that you were hitting a sled when it was 100 degrees outside with a 50-pound helmet on your head. You know, like it's pretty funny.
The camaraderie, man. That's like the best part. Like every year you get to just get away kind of from the hustle bustle of life. Like obviously focus on football, which is what you're preparing for. But I think just like coming together, getting a chance to interact with different teammates. And that's the coolest part about NFL camp. And I guess it's similar to college, but not as much, just because in the NFL, man, like these guys have so much going on off the field, from like their families to whatever their outside interests are. And camp is an opportunity where you get everyone in one place. You take them away from whatever other interests and hobbies and distractions they got, and you focus on football and just being around each other. And then obviously, like the end sucks when you lose, 47 of the 90 people. But during that time, that month, the 25 days that you're there, just being able to learn about different people, man, form bonds that last a lifetime. That's the coolest part. And what I enjoy most about football camp and what I look forward to every August going to camp. Even though the conditioning tests and all and the heat and then all the other stuff adds up at the end.
So pretty much I was on the phone with my friends earlier just talking about, hey man, once tomorrow hits, like my life is over. Going back to what Dobbs said, like it's time to mentally lock in. At this point, being with the Chiefs for going on 2 years now, obviously I'm still a young player, but we play very late into the season. So in my mind, it's almost like 7 months. I'm locked into the sport I love. I'm locked into getting better at my craft. So at the end of the day, this is my job. So once tomorrow starts, I move myself in that dorm, I'm going to work. And that's it. End of question.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. I'm
like
about to
that.
run through a
You said that
wall.
with intensity.
Yeah, let's freaking go.
We can't wait to see you preseason week 3 in Kansas City.
Come on.
You're going to have to see, even though you two have
They
no
will see you-
chance where you're going to see each other on the field, you're going to see me
We'll
after
see
the
each other
game.
in January.
$20.
I'll see you in January too after that.
You're going to see me after the game on the field, and I'm going to be nice to you.
I want your jersey. You'll see a picture.
And I'm going to
You'll
ask
see a
you
picture
for
like
your
this.
Yeah,
Like
that's
this,
right.
and then a picture with the jersey
That'd be hard.
exchange. All right, so we've been talking about camp. We've been talking about SEC Media Days. But Thomas, now it's time to talk about you, man.
Hey.
What a week. Just tell us about everything that's led up to this week. And shoot, what happened this week?
Yeah, man. So I dropped a song and called "Running Through That T." Some people have probably heard it on that are listening to this, but it's gone
Me too.
nuclear, as we say. Maybe not nuclear. I think it's probably like what's like an echelon down from like nuclear, like not as deadly, but still like it's gonna get the job done. Like I think it's on the way there. You know, we're 6 weeks out from football season. The song's about me growing up in Tennessee, then playing there, and but it's been really well received, dude. In 2 days, it's got 30,000 something streams across all platforms, and it's just me doing the promotion and marketing. There's nobody behind it, and a lot of the times, like when you see artists release music, they got these elaborate, like whiteboarded out plans, the team of 10 people doing marketing. For me, I just stuck to what I knew and wrote a song about, my actual life. And I knew that it would resonate with so many people because growing up in Tennessee, everyone wants to go play football at Tennessee at some point, so I love the song, man. I wrote it, recorded it, let it out. And we wrote it 2 months ago. So it hasn't even been that long from when it was created. But dude, it's a lot of things that come from it. And September 1st at Acme, we're doing our EP release party in Nashville at Acme on Broadway right before the first game. So everyone's going to be in town. You going to be there, Dobbs?
I'll be there.
What about you,
Trey, you'll be
I
there?
won't be able to be there.
Yeah, you'll be in
I'll be there in
that
spirit, though.
Bane
Labor
pit.
Day
You'll be
weekend.
in that pit from Batman. Whenever you're just working to climb.
Versatile.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, camp ends the week before that, but we won't say anything. Anyways, it's Labor Day weekend, and we're off that weekend, so I will be
If
there.
I'm
to
off, I will
support
be
you,
there
Kick the
1,000%.
TP.
Yeah, that's right. Let's see.
There we go.
All
A little
right,
guilt
let's go.
trip. Never hurt anyone.
That's right. Twist my arm.
No, for sure, Thomas, man. We've all been waiting for you to put some music out, bro. Like, whenever I heard it for the first time, like, bro, this rides, man. So
Yeah,
I've been saying to
it's
my boys, man, they love it. It's awesome.
awesome. It's great, as a musician, you're cursed to be a friend of a musician because for a long time I've probably sent a lot of you guys stuff that really wasn't good, and you probably in your head you were like, yeah, this is great, man, but like
that
you
pull
knew.
up smoke.
But yeah, that's right.
Right.
Don't let me get started on my rap career, man. That's coming though.
Yeah.
That's coming. We're stacking chips.
Soon,
right
soon,
now.
soon.
We have to get up here
Come on.
before we start doing stuff like that.
Mhm. All right, y'all. We're gonna wrap. Appreciate y'all tuning into the Players Lounge. We had Thomas Edwards, we had Thomas Edwards, country charting artist.
Hey, there we
as
go,
of last
man.
week.
You call me whatever
We
you
had
want.
Super Bowl champion Trey Smith, and we have myself, Josh Dobbs. Appreciate y'all tuning into the Players Lounge, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.